Yep, that's right. You read the thumbnail. Fruity girls. That is, girls designed based on fruits. Hey everyone, in this video I'll be drawing fruits as girls. So, fruity girls? I don't know, to be honest, but let's get drawing and have some fun. So I wanted to go for very summer vibes for this one. So the first fruity gal is going to be based on watermelon. I'll be using 𝐒𝐿 markers for all these illustrations in case you're wondering. Those are my primary markers I use, and I quite like them. So I sat down to draw this, and I didn't really know what theme I wanted to do for them. I just knew it had to be based on the fruit. But I ended up going for an 80s theme for all of them after drawing the watermelon in this, because it was just so cute and I just couldn't get enough of it. And so I'm drawing the watermelon girl. She kind of looks like one of those 80s workout videos with the leotard and everything and the leg warmers. I don't know, I think it's really cute, and I feel like the bright colors of fruit work very, very well with that. So that's what I was going for here. So up until recently, I actually didn't like watermelon, and I don't necessarily know why. I know I tried it when I was a kid and I did not like it. I thought it tasted almost like salty, like kind of like if humidity was a flavor, and that's what I thought it tasted like. And I grew up in South Georgia and like northern Florida, like I'm right on the border of the states, and it's very swampy, it's very humid, and so I was like, you know what, I'm not a fan of humidity as a flavor. But I tried it again recently, and it was very good, and I wonder why I didn't like it so much. And I didn't even like it when I was like 13, and I don't know why it took this long for my taste buds to just say, you know what, be normal. I don't really know why it took that long, but I quite enjoy watermelon now, and that's one of the reasons I was inspired to draw this, because I've been eating a lot of watermelon because we have a huge bowl of it in the fridge from my mom's birthday recently, and thoroughly enjoying that. But has there ever been like a fruit that any of you guys have like eaten that you, or I guess just a food that you guys ate and you're like, nah, that's not really good, and then you like retry it like later in life and you're like, oh shoot, I've been missing out? Because I feel like I've had a lot of those, because I grew up being a very picky eater, and then one day when I was like 13, I was like, you know what, that's kind of cringe. I don't want to be a picky eater. That's like really embarrassing. And I just kind of stopped. I was like, I'm just gonna start eating everything. And did I gain weight? Yeah, but like, you know what? At least I'm not picky.
What the dog doing?
I also really like how all the colors turned out in this video. I think because they were fruit and it's basically an already picked out color palette, it made it a lot more simple, a lot more mindless for me to just pick what was the skin of the fruit and then pick a color that's like, you know, like the meat of the fruit, you know, the inside. And it made it very simple. It made it very mindless, like I already said. And I would really recommend doing this if you're an artist, or even if you're not. It's a very fun thing to do. It really puts the fun back in art, because I think sometimes it can feel very stressful trying to pick out the right color palette, but honestly it made it so simple, very easy. And also, like, bright colors are very fun to work with, and I just tend not to lean towards them a lot of the time, but honestly I should do that more.
What the dog doing?
So now we're gonna draw a blueberry as a girl. That's right, the most cutest, patootiest of all the fruits, in my professional opinion. I don't know, there's something about blueberries that is very dainty, it's very cute. Even, like, I've seen videos of people harvesting them, and, like, they have, like, this big old rake, and just seeing all, like, the little blueberries just, like, bloop, 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 bloop. I don't know, it's something very satisfying about it. I think blueberries are a very fun fruit. So for this outfit, I'm thinking a very 80, again, keeping the 80s vibe, kind of going for a more cutesy, nerdy vibe. I didn't use any references for this. I'm just kind of going off of memory from 80s movies and, like, music videos I've seen. And I know midi skirts were very popular in the 80s, and same thing with, like, big chunky sweatshirts, and so that's kind of what I'm going for here, with, like, some Mary Jane Doc Marten shoes, because also Doc Martens were very popular in, like, the 80s and 90s. So I'm keeping that 80s, 90s-ish theme throughout all of these. Alright, now moving on to the coloring process of this one, it was also very, very fun. Honestly, I enjoyed coloring all of these, which is very surprising for me. I tend to really dislike the coloring stage, surprisingly. I think it's just because, again, alcohol markers can be very wishy-washy. They can say one thing on the cap and you just mindlessly like, oh, that's a good color, and you put it on there and now it's green even though it said it was going to be like yellow, and it's like, oh, that's not, oh, honey, sweetie, baby. But honestly, I'm glad I did, like, the little miniature sketch of the characters to test out all the colors. And I really like how all the gradients turned out. I think that added a lot of really cool visual interest. And yeah, it's just super cute. Also, just a quick side note, does her pixie, like, curly pixie cut not, like, is it not the cutest thing? Like, when I had the idea to do that, so her head's, like, kind of like the circle of the blueberry, I was like, that is actually so cute. I don't know, like I said last video, if you watched that one, I'm a sucker for curly hair, and I was just, like, dying of cuteness, honestly.
So now I'm starting the next fruit, and this one is going to be based on a mango, which I think is a fantastic summer fruit if you have lived in, I guess, like southern states. I don't know if some southern states have mangoes, but I live in Florida currently, and we have a mango tree, and it's delicious, okay? If you haven't had a mango, get on that because they're amazing. And for Miss Mango here, for her outfit, I was thinking of those varsity jackets from the 80s movies, the ones that like the popular guys would always wear and then like give it to their girl because that's their girl right there. So I did that because I just thought that would be very cute. And I thought mangoes are just such a good fruit that I feel like, they're giving off popular vibes. And so I wanted her to kind of look like an 80s style popular girl. So I give her one of those bodysuits that are like, they kind of go high up on the hip like that because, I wanted her to look very, very Hottie McToddy vibes because she knows who she is. And the gradient on her hair, dude, all the gradients in this these illustrations, this video, I was just like having a blast because they were just so fun to do. They just added it's such a cool contrast of like texture and color. I don't know, it was so fun to do all the gradients. It just made it seem so, I see Cosmic Spectrum do gradients a lot in her sketches, and I always really like it, but I never do it for myself. And I wasn't thinking of that when I made these, but looking at it now, I think of that. And I just realized I need to incorporate more gradients. Like, gradients are nice, man. Alright, so the last girl we're doing is based on a orange, because oranges are just such a good summer fruit. I mean, I've already mentioned this earlier, I live in Florida, our state fruit is an orange, we're the summer state, like, come on now. And I think citrus fruits in general are just really good for summertime, like lemonade, limeade, orange juice. It's all very, like, refreshing after, like, a really hot day, and it's just really nice. for the orange girl's outfit, I was thinking of those very high-waisted 80s sporty shorts. I don't know, I've seen them in like a lot of 80s ads, and I don't know why, I just feel like oranges are sporty. Don't ask questions, it's just how I feel.
What the dog doing?
Okay, and I didn't realize this until after I finished drawing the orange girl, and you may already see it, you may only see it once I color in the short. She looks like Darwin. She looks like a female humanized version of Darwin from Amazing World of Gumball, and I can't unsee it now, and I'm not mad. I just think it's really, really funny, kind of like last video, if you saw that. Pom Pumper and Loki looked like SpongeBob for a while, not gonna lie, guys. Like, kind of was looking like SpongeBob. Well, this looks like Darwin, and there's no saving it, because it's already done. But honestly, I just think it's really funny. So yeah, like, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed, okay?
What the dog doing?
Alrighty, these are the finished girlies. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment for any suggestions for videos you may have, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.